education, down, down with deportation. Up with 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 education, down, down with deportation.
Oh yeah, you see Kamala baby's moves, right? You see the Kamala moves. Let's continue the song and dance party, right? Up with the deportation, down with the hesitation, whatever the hell they're singing. Let's sing. Let's see Kamala move.
Up with education, down, down with deportation. 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 Up with education, down, down with deportation.
She thinks this is so great. She thinks this is so great. Obviously, she thinks she's crushing it. And with that crowd, she is. And the amazing thing is that this crowd probably is going to be affected more by illegal aliens crossing over the border, coming into their city, just literally starving that city to death in terms of its funds of allocations that it can use to support the illegals rather than the current population that's over there. Kamala is probably not from this city, obviously is living in a multi-million-dollar house with a fence surrounding herself and guards. And anytime she needs anybody, okay, for help, all she has to do is pick up her phone and call. She's not, you think she's going to be in any way, shape, or form harmed by any of the policies of down, down with deportation, up with whatever crapola mentation? I mean, of course not. And that's what happens, folks. It's not right, left. It's not red, blue. It's not Republican, Democrats. It's elitists versus the people, folks. That's what this is about. And unfortunately, these people here, low information voters, maybe they're getting the little crumbs that the Democratic Party, sprinkles upon them like little pixie dust, just enough for them to get by, and that's okay. I'm not really sure, but it's just amazing how these people fall for a charlatan like Kamala, Kumala, whatever the hell you want to call her. She's a fraudster. She's a shyster. And all this joy and all this euphoria and all this orgasmic activities, this political orgasm that's continuing to foment within the Democratic Party with her and her VP pal, Tim AWOL Walls. It's amazing how they're spinning this narrative. Because all they want, folks, is they want the power to control over you. Now, this video obviously has surfaced. You think this is going to play well in flyover country? You think this is going to play well in Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Arizona? Really? Immigration is going to play well in the border states? New Mexico, Nevada, you think it's going to? I don't think it is. Not at all. And this stuff is going to surface. There's going to be more of this stuff, that's coming out. And if this doesn't add insult to injury, take a look at when they do these man on the streets or person on the streets or woman on the streets or whoever, whatever on the streets. Folks, take a look at this. You think Kamala's happy about this?
Trump or Kamala? Trump. I don't know. Trump or Kamala?
Trump!
Trump?
Trump!
Trump or Kamala?
Trump.
Trump?
Trump. Definitely Trump. Donald Trump.
Trump or Kamala? Trump or Kamala?
Kamala.
Kamala, yeah. Trump or Kamala?
Oh, Trump.
You.
Trump.
Trump or Kamala?
No.
Trump or Kamala?
I'm gonna have to go with Trump, brother.
I don't know.
Trump or Kamala?
Oh, absolutely Trump.
Absolutely, Trump.
Trump.
Trump? Trump. Trump?
Trump.
Trump.
Trump or Kamala?
I don't even know who Kamala is.
Just go back to that. Just go back to that, folks.
Kamala.
I don't even know who Kamala is.
I don't even know who the hell Kamala is. Would anybody ever say that about Donald Trump? Seriously? Nobody would ever say that about Donald Trump. It's not applicable to Donald Trump.
Electra Janis is the vice chair of the Washington County Board of Commissioners. A 28-year-old Republican voting for Trump, she thinks that Trump can keep the gains he made with younger voters when Biden was still in the race.
I will say when I'm voting for President Trump, I'm not voting for a person. I'm voting for his policies.
And that, folks, is exactly what's happening here. There are a lot of people out there, they might not like Donald Trump. They might think that he talks too much, or he's a loud mouth, or he just pushy and shovey, and he's a type A, and they just don't like it. They don't like the tweets. They don't like the language. They don't like any of that. But they can't escape the fact that his policies were effective, that they had more money in their pockets, that they had safety, security. America was on more secure grounds. Inflation was down. Gasoline energy prices were low. There were no wars. They remember the good times, the 4 years. And that's what this lady is saying. Now, let's continue this and let's hear how this narrative gets shaped by CNN. You know, they're sort of like a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. You know, sometimes they'll say good things about Donald Trump or whatever, something good things about the polls. But then they'll always have to, counterbalance that a little bit, pull it back a little, and give, Harris some props, even when those props are absolute bullshit, as you're going to see right now.
I'm not voting for a person. I'm voting for his policies.
Breaking this morning, new polls with good news for Donald Trump in key battleground states as Vice President Harris unveils a new aggressive plan for the week.
There it is. Great news for Trump, but there's a bold, new, aggressive plan for Harris. Bold, new, innovative, aggressive. Are you effing kidding me? But let's continue.
The closest election we have ever seen. That is what this one is, at least right now.
That's a narrative they want you to say. 2016, Clinton, running away with it. It's over, folks. Done. It's over. 2020, Biden's running away with it. Orange man bad. It's over. Biden's got it. He's up by a gazillion everywhere. Done. Narrative for 2024, it's close. It's tight. It is so close. Keep coming back for more because we're going to continue our coverage and let you know how close it is. Sometimes we're going to say Harris is up. Sometimes we're going to say Donald Trump is up. That's what's going on here, folks.
New polling this morning shows Donald Trump narrowly ahead in 3 critical battleground states, Arizona, Georgia, and North Carolina. This after polls last week that showed the opposite. Harris narrowly ahead in Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin. The new polling from the New York Times and Siena College shows that Trump has a 5-point lead in Arizona.
So just going over these polls real quick. You see here, New York Times, Siena, Trump up by 5 in Arizona, up by 4 in Georgia, up by 2 in North Carolina. The thing about the New York Times Siena poll is they were never friendly to Donald Trump in previous years. They only started to poll a little better for Donald Trump when Joe Biden was still running because they couldn't hide the numbers at that time. You think they could have come out with Biden plus 5 after the debate? They couldn't do that. And they certainly can't be doing that immediately with Kamala Harris. They've had to inch it up slowly as if she's making up all this unbelievable ground and becoming so much more popular. And that's what's going on here, folks. If you don't believe me, Listen to what Jim Acosta is absolutely stunned as he's reading off these next poll numbers for Kamala Harris within the Latino or the Hispanic community. This is going to knock your socks off, folks.
It is within the margin of error.
One of the things that we should note, and I don't know if we can show this number, I want to put this up on screen. Latino voters have moved away from Harris in Arizona. If you believe this New York Times poll, her lead has shrunk by 11 points in that voting bloc. She was at 60%.
So if you take a look at these numbers, is this the direction that you want to be going in as a candidate? And they're trying to spin this on so many of these Kamala Harris, campaigners that you see out in the Twitterverse, TikTokverse, YouTube, other social media platforms, spinning it how? Because they're using other polls like Quinnipiac or Morning Consult, or even NBC or these others that have been notoriously, absolutely terrible in terms of the way they weight the polls, skewed the demographics, get more, independent-leaning Democrats, and tell us that they're actually independents, the moderates, the undecideds, play around with the numbers. They do all kinds of things. So when you see things sometimes from New York Times Siena, which have notably not been very nice to Republicans and to Trump, and they do something like this, you start to think and wonder, you go in the tabs and you say, okay, these numbers make sense. How are you spinning going from 60 to 49, an 11-point drop? Margin is 2.5. Let's double that margin, say the margin of error is 5. I'll even give you 6. So from August, you're at 60. Now you're 55. If you want to be Democrat, you want to win the election, you've got to get mid-60s to 70s like Biden did. He got 66% of the Hispanic vote. You're not going to get all of these independents. That's not what's going to happen. You can think all you want. Even if they split 70, even if they split 7 to 10. You're at 60, you're at 49, you're at 7, you're at what? You're at 56%. It's not going to happen. As I said, Asian community, their increase of vote share is going to Donald Trump. The black community, especially black males, 1 in 5, 25%. Then they say black women, 8%. Yes, she's going to win the majority of the black vote. But she needs to be up in the 90s. Right now, I think she's at 83%. Obama was at 94, 95? They say Biden was around 92. She's at 83. She going to get the rest of the entire undecideds? Is that what they're saying? Is that what's going to happen? What about the Muslim vote? The Muslim mayor, Democrat, of Hamtramck, Michigan, 30,000 population, Muslim majority city, Muslim majority city council. Amir Ghalib has just given his endorsement over the weekend to Donald Trump, saying we don't agree on everything, but he's giving me assurances that he wants to end this war and bring peace to the Middle East. Let's give it a try. He's giving his endorsement. What do you think? How many points do you think that's worth? How many votes do you think that's worth in Michigan, which is supposed to be the swing state and is supposed to be going in Kamala's direction? Hey, nobody's talking about the Green Party candidate, Jill Stein. She's got 40% of the Muslim vote in Michigan. Trump's at 18, folks. 18% without the endorsement. Kamala's at 12. He's 33 points, 33%. He's 33 points ahead of her, folks. Without the endorsement. Hispanic group, Asian group, black group, Muslim group. What else other group is there? Oh, maybe what, the transgender group? The LGBTQIAMOUSE. That group that's going to pull her over the thing in Wisconsin and Michigan? It's not going to happen, folks. It's not going to happen. But I want to get back to this whole that thing that we saw in the beginning, the video, where she's dancing and prancing. Down, down with deportation, up with extortation, right? I want to get back to that and read you some stuff, folks. These are the things as we go forward into the final weeks of the election, as these things come out more and more. Oh, forgot. Just remember the other group, Teamsters. 1.2 million Teamsters. Polls, 60% of them favor Kamala Harris. Where are they at? Michigan, PA, Wisconsin, Arizona, Nevada. Right? What do you think about that group? Anyways, let's hear some more about how Kamala talks about why she was in the streets doing the old danceroo. So this footage was exclusively obtained and reported by the Daily Mail's Charlie Spearing, and it depicts Harris walking in the 33rd annual Kingdom Day Parade back in 2018 Los Angeles. So about 6 years ago. That's what's so great about video, right? You better make sure that if you're doing something down the road, that this stuff doesn't come back to bite you in the derriere. So it says, then Senator Harris can be chanting alongside parade goers with the famous words of the song, up, up with education, down, down with deportation. And obviously, she was nodding in agreement. So Spearing, who authored the book Amateur Hour, Kamala Harris in the White House, he's the one that found this footage of Harris and posted it to his X account. So, let's take a look. President Joe Biden's Harris Watch, deportation of illegal aliens have been slashed to historically low levels. That's what they're saying, right? In fiscal year 2023, 3.2 million illegal aliens were encountered on the border. But let's just round up, 143,000 were deported. In practice, illegal aliens who arrived in the United States last fiscal year, had only a 4.4% chance of being deported within the year. Folks, I have better odds playing the lottery of winning than the United States winning in terms of its battle against deporting illegal aliens. A retired San Diego Sector Chief Patrol Agent Aaron Heitke testified last week that deportations are the most critical tool to stemming the flow of illegal immigration to the United States. The only true consequence we have to slow down and discourage people from coming to the United States illegally is sending them back to their country of origin, Heitke told the House Homeland Security Committee. The problems we are facing at the borders, they have solutions. And he guess the solutions can be quite simple, cost far less than the mess currently occupying so much time and money. In other words, returning illegal aliens to their home countries, that's required. Now, of course, Harris had similar sentiments to those she expressed as a senator parade when she unsuccessfully ran for the Democratic nomination for president. Remember this? When Harris questioned the mission of ICE agents who were tasked with deporting illegal aliens in violation of federal immigration law? In another case, Harris vowed to close most of the nation's federal immigration detention centers. There's video out there where this libtard, white virtue signaling elitist raises up her hand and says, "Oh, Vice President Harris, what will you do with the detention centers? Will you close those down?" And she goes, I think sort of paraphrasing, one of my first actions will be that I will close down all the detention centers. Right? We'll shut them down, she says. We're going to close them down. Perhaps most consequential, Harris said she would end, folks, This is just moronically stupid. But she would end ICE's ability to issue detainers on illegal aliens whom local police departments have arrested. Now, folks, detainers, experts have long said, are the most important enforcement tools that ensure illegal aliens can be swiftly turned over to ICE after being taken into police custody. Once again, Kamala Harris has shown her true colors, her chameleon-like way of trying to slip and change her position like a chameleon changes their color in a multitude of ways. And so she's going to say that, yeah, I changed my mind now. Now I'm down with education. I'm up with deportation. Maybe that's what she's going to change it to, folks. I don't know. But one thing I do know is that you're watching the Dr. Nasser Shake Show. I'm your host. My name is Dr. Nasser. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel, like, share, and follow. You'll know what to do. Take a look at our other links here and here. I'll leave you with my final thought as always. When you're right, you're right. And when you're left, you're wrong. Until next time, folks, take care and stay safe.